Hello and welcome again to Steve's Long Stay Vintage Radio Workshop, and hello again. You know I like tape recorders, you know I like these, so when I got offered one for cheap, I said yes of course. It's a Reebok, no sorry, not a Reebok, sorry, a Robuk. Pull the head out of the way, Robuk, and these can be very nice machines to work on, or they can't. Literally that is the case with these. So let's switch on and see what it does and doesn't do. Okay, so that doesn't look too good, does it? A bit of a crackle. No magic eye. Right, well I'll stop that. Now with these, this here goes down, the cord goes down like that. And there is a magic eye there, but it's fairly dim, so it is there, but it's fairly dim, so you know, that could mean either the valve itself, or it can be low HT. I'm thinking more the valve here, because with low HT it tends to do other things as well. Also, by the way, putting it on very quickly, that's rewind, that's fast forward, brakes obviously okay on it, and again play, which is not doing what it should by any means. Now there are a few things with these that you do want to be aware of, so we'll have a look, and I'll strip it down and we'll see what we can find. First of all, this comes off. These, by the way, are something we get more on more expensive machines. They're real covers, so they got to come off like that. So they come off in the end like that. Put them aside like that, and now off comes the tape, or the tape, whichever way you want to do it. Okay, so they go out of the way as well. Put them over there. Now that's loose. Now that's loose as well, but not as loose. Okay, on playback, that's loose. That looks okay, and well, that appears to be as well. So next thing we do with this is we take the panels off and have a look inside, but we do that in a certain way, because these tape recorders, you don't get to operate and see a lot from the top with these. Most of it is underneath, so it's got to come completely out of the case, which is a bit of a pain, but never mind. You know, these things happen to us on a regular basis in this trade, so you know, it would help, you know, with me being old now, if I put my glasses on. I've them in my pocket, but I don't put them on until I need them. I don't want me have to get any worse addicted, you see. So there we are. So with them on like that, this comes out of here like that. Come on. Come on, come on. There we go, see, not too bad, is it? Like that, so this one comes off. Like that. Yeah, this one over here comes off as well. Same way. Like that. Like that. And this should then come off. Especially if I take it the other two, which are on either side of here. So that one comes off as well. Like that. Notice it's shorter, okay? And this one here will be the same, it's shorter as well. And it's coming off. So this comes off here. Notice they're different colours, by the way. I think there's some method got to this at some stage in its life. That comes off. That comes off like that. Heads are okay. And something else is holding it in place here. Don't know what, but something is. It's around here somewhere. And so I'll put them in there for now. Okay. Now, when you're taking something apart that's causing you problems, don't pull unless you have to. Okay, I've lifted there's a screw here which I've just pulled out slightly, but it doesn't seem to do anything. So there's something else on this which I need to remove before it'll come free. It'll be that. No, it's not that. Okay, fine. Does that now? No, it doesn't. Does that? No. Sometimes you have to put all the buttons in, but I don't think that is the case here, because that doesn't plunge at all. So maybe it's something in here. Let's look around and see what we can find. It might just be stuck, you know. It does happen. Yeah. Okay. I'll have a look around, and when we find out, I'll be back with you. I got there in the end with it. I took out these 4 screws here, which brings this panel off, but they didn't help me. This side was okay, that side was okay, but that button there, the record button, the jam solid, so it came off in 2 or 3 pieces, and then so did that. So now you look under here, and we see a few interesting things which we need to talk about. First of all, that seems okay to me. That seems okay to me. And that seems okay to me. Now then, the next thing we'll do here is okay, fine, well that's okay. So is that, is the next question. Nothing there at all, is there? Okay, not to worry if there's not, because I do in fact have a spare set of heads for one of these. This is because I had to scrap one due to that it's a bit moist, so I kept all the bits. So you know, basically most parts of this I've got if need be, including this thing here. So now we've got to take off this bit here, yeah, which is held on now by this here and this button here. So first thing we'll do is get rid of this here like that, and it will take off the switch here, like so. That can come off, and I'll put that back on because I might need that to switch to record. Yeah, I do. So I'll put that one back on. And then I'll take that off. Now, at that point in the situation, we won't get much further. This is referred to sometimes as the upside down machine, and it's true. Taking this off doesn't give you access to the deck or anything else. It's all underneath, everything, all underneath. So we've got to be ready for that. So now, therefore, I'll put this back on, take that off if I can. Well, I'll have to, you know, and then we'll take it from there, as we say. With the top off now, there are lots of screws here, but don't touch them straight away. Just don't. Because if you do that, like that, out it comes. Simple as that. It's held in with nothing more than that. So there you are. So now this comes out of here, and then of course, well, once this is out of here, we pull the cable through. By the way, another thing to remember here, by the way, is that the cable on these goes to the back here, and to get the unit completely out, you have to remove the plug as well, which I've done. So now this comes out, and we've got the unit where we can look at it. Now the thing is fully apart on the bench where we just look at it. Quick tour around it. Power supply here, transformer here. They do go out on these, so watch out for that. Output transformer here. Resistor here, because of course it's a pentode output, and of course it's one half of it goes through here and one half doesn't, so that's there, okay. It goes down to here. That's an ECL82, I think that is, and either 2 or 6. That's an ECC83, and the EL84 for the oscillator circuit there for record, and of course these Ethernet to here. 3 motors. 3 motors. Now the 3 motors, these are for wind and playback and that sort of thing. This one is what drives the tape, of course, so that's the one which we need to look at in a bit more detail, because under here I think there might be a problem, because a bit of belt came out and I can't see where it's from, so we need to look into that, don't we? Well, that is it. That's what it's, oh yeah, the controls are here. I'm going down to here, and the motor switching is there. Okay, so straight away we've got more or less the thing sorted out. It's ECC83, ECL82 I think that is, and EL84 on the receive side. Okay, right, let's get to it. First thing you do with something like this, first of all, is have a look round and see what's what. And a small coil has come up into the circuit board in 2 parts. I don't know what that is. I don't know where it's from, actually, to be totally honest with you. So I'm leaving that for now. Now, if you are going to be looking at the deck and you want it dead, all you need to do is take this valve out. These at 80, just 80 it comes. There you go. Now with that out, all there is apart from here and the motors is 6.3 volts. And so now if I power this, like so, we could have, if I did stop down like that, all we've got now are 6.3 volts, so the valves light up, and nothing else on this board at all, because it's all this is on DC. So with that valve out, apart from this transformer here, there is nothing else to do with it at all that way. So it's a lot easier. Now, one thing that happens with these quite often, and I'll turn the thing around so you can have a see. Give me a sec here. Is this switch here goes faulty. That one's okay, but they do go faulty. So what I take for that, if there's a problem, the simplest thing to do is simply wire it so it's on as soon as the deck, the thing is powered. That's the simplest way of doing that. So that is the way you do. Okay. Now then. So that belt, by the way, goes on one of these spindles to here. It's just the counter belt, that's all, so that is not important. So anyway, the one thing we've got to work on here now, I think, is going to be, that's okay, that's okay. Is the speed control, which, as you can see, if you were to turn and have a look, hang on, I'll turn it round. There we are. This switch here doesn't affect that, but it does affect this here, which is the capstan and idler assembly, and it doesn't seem to do much apart from one speed, as you can see there. Doesn't go up or down. Now, taking that off like that, we can have a look underneath and see why that is doing that. These decks are 3-speed, by the way. For what they are, these are very good machines. That's rather better. Been rather cracked, but I think it's still okay. So now, with that now, we should be able to change speeds rather better than we did before. But what happens with these, if I turn it around again even more, if I turn it round again even more, like that, is that here there is a wheel. That wheel goes against this here. And it goes up and down and varies the speed with this large idler wheel here. That's how it works. And so what happens is that if that doesn't go up and down properly, which isn't doing it by the looks of it, then of course you'll be stuck on one speed, and here it appears to be 1 7/8, which is not that much use, to be honest with you. So what I'll do, I'll put the that back on, and okay, so that now doesn't want to move down or up, so probably that just wants some sort of spray and clean. That, see, if you look inside here, that is driven off the control there, and by gravity that pulls down, yeah, so that pulls down, which it's not doing, and when it does, that wheel comes down as well. It's a sort of gravity drive, which is not doing. It's not doing anything actually at the moment, for reasons unknown only to itself. So the first thing we do is sort that out. Now with things like this, I can put a bit of rubber renew on the wheel here, but I don't think we need it. But it goes up and down against that. That's the motor there. That's the spindle there. I wonder if I can zoom in a bit and show you in a bit more detail. Speed control is here on the board, yeah, and it controls this wheel going up and down by this here. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, and it's not taking it down any further, so because something somewhere is holding it up. Maybe it's just jammed, I don't know, but similar to record players, this motor here has a spindle on it which varies the speed of that rubber wheel there, which in turn drives the deck. So the first thing I'll do, being careful not to get any on the rubber wheel, is to spray it and see if it comes to life. That's the first thing we do. First of all, one very common problem with these actually is that the stop has to be held down. Otherwise, the thing will freewheel on play. So there you go. That's something else to watch out for it is. But anyway, here you see now it goes all the way up and all the way down like that. See? basically it was absolutely solid with muck. I mean, I've sprayed it and sprayed it and sprayed it. Finally, after a lot of mucking about with me on the can, it came to life. Now, if I was to do that now, like that, you then have all three speeds apparently. So now, if I turn that there, we should have that working okay, but not here apparently. Oh well. Yeah. So there's something else down here that's not quite right. So slower speed. There we are, turning quite well. Middle speed, 3 3/4. Like that. Turning it quite well there, as you can see there. Okay, now if we go to 7.5 now and do the same thing again, is it going to do it? And no, it isn't. So we're nearly there, but something isn't quite up to scratch here. I'll try it now. Nothing. Okay, how about turn that wheel? Nothing. Okay, fine. So that works okay. That doesn't. Okay, fine. So that does. Okay, so again, it's it needs to be adjusted slightly. These speed controls, they are a problem on these. They are a problem on these, and it's quite a common one too. So you know, you can take the whole thing apart, but it needs taking the whole deck apart, which is something which I do only if we need to, and in this particular case I don't think we do. So I'll just you know, I'll just muck about with it until it feels like it's going to work again. It is there, it isn't there, okay. How about there? No, there. Okay, fine. So that isn't doing anything there. Okay. That's okay, but it's not making contact with the motor here, because if it turned the motor, it doesn't turn that. Now on 3 3/4 it does. On 7/8 no, it doesn't. It maybe has to go a bit further round. But that is all the way down, so I doubt it's that. See, now it's doing it, see there, but not here. So if I was to power it now, like that, get me to going a little bit further than it does. And so again, I'll muck about and find out why it's not going all the way on 7.5, which is important speed, because 7.5 is the speed for things like music and quality stuff. That is important. It does work just about on all three. These speed controls on these can be a problem. When that happens, if I get two speeds, I tend to leave out one in 7/8, but the whole thing actually is very common, to give some very common problems. So, you know, although these are a 3-speed machine, that there is one of its weaknesses. Actually, the whole machine actually looks to me as only to me. So it was designed by some sort of amateur where things are and stuff. Anyway, there you are. There you are. You won't get to get to it at all, because there's no audio apart from bar meters to any of it at all. So there's nothing really to worry about here. So that's okay. Again, that goes right. That goes down like that. So now we go that way. Okay, fine. Again. And that way. Look at that. These things do run fast, don't they? Actually, this tape is out about faces, they say. It's the plastic is towards the head, I've noticed. So I'll actually have a look at that in a sec. So at the moment, going that way is fine as well. Come on, finish. There we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. Simple as that. Right. Anyway, this is still don't go around. Actually, so what I'll do, I'll put a twist in to make it the right way around. There you are. Like that. That can now go back onto there like that. Through there like that, and there we are. It's okay. So now it should go back and be the right way around. So there we go. Again, look how fast it goes. Despite the fact they've got one or two issues which need to be aware of, the wind on these is very, very fast. So I mean, that's halfway through already. You know, it really is, because the motors are directly connected, you see, in these cases. So it's not giving it any more problems than it should in that respect. We'll keep an eye on this here to make sure it's not. There we are. Again, always down to stop. And now, of course, if I was to put that like that again, we'll see how far we got with the speed control. Basically, this one is 7 7/8 and 3 3/3 all at the moment, but I'll have another go at it at some stage in the future. 7.5. That's what happens if it's not in the right position. With that, by the way, it's just that holding it, so that's why that's like that. This way around, that's 3 3/4. That's 3 3/4. And 7/8 is there. So it doesn't, but it's not quite right yet. But I want to have a think about that before I go any further. Sometimes that is a good thing to try. So his deck is now more or less working. More or less. Look at that, you see. So that's going to stay down. Now, the next thing I'm going to look at here, by the way, is that one of the wires. Hang on, I'll take the tape off. Hang on. There we go. Right. Okay. Is that this wire here goes right across the tape path. Now that is not a good look or a good idea. So that's the next thing we have to think about is whether we can actually do something with that, because we should. That is not a good look. So next thing we'll do is take that screw up and out like that, and hopefully this will come out of here. If it doesn't, then I'll take it off here. And that really is not a good look, that is it. Another thing which people do, by the way, with the machines, and radio too, by the way, what Luke 84, is people tend to screw everything down and wonder why it doesn't work. Yes, it happens, it really does happen. When it does, all you can do is keep your face straight in the workshop and put it right again. That's all you can do when that happens. Annoying though it is, that is all you can do. So now this comes out of here. We won't go one way, we'll go the other. Comes out. That comes out of there like that, and I'll take it, I don't know, round that way perhaps. Like that. Put this screw back in, and that is out of the way. That is not a, like I said, that was not a good leak by any means. That so it's gone where it should, out of the way. You shouldn't have anything here blocking the tape path, anything, especially not pieces of wire like that. Whoever did that really needs, well, some would say instruction, others would say shooting, but that's for you to decide in the comments. Anyway, next thing of course is I will try and get I will check the HT and see if that's okay. Now the HT side, it first of all is not done through here. It's done directly into the valve. So turn it over, check the transformer out to the EZ80, which is this valve. Put this back in, and we should get something on the valves. Now it might just be me, I don't know, but these look almost homegrown to me in some respects. I mean, that wire being in the wrong place, and this lot, you know, that wire being under there and that. They're a good machine, but like I said, the they're built almost, I don't know. And also these boards are different from one machine to the next as well, so there's that as well. But anything with valves in, anything at all, there's one capacitor you must always change. And I think you know which one I mean. At least I hope you do by now, but we'll tell you anyway. The 8 put on this is a pentode in the ECL, 2 valves in one tube in a way. Okay, now then, now from there, yeah, it goes to the triode in the same valve. I'm going off the triode HT, which is the anode. There's that down there and that there. So C15 in this case is the one that we have to change. Okay, that's now there are 2 or 3 ways of dealing with a problem. Well, 2 actually dealing with this sort of problem. First of all, if you've got the circuit board layout to hand, feel free, use it. But if you haven't, you need to do a sort of follow the circuit through and check things for yourself. Now C15 is on the triode section of the CL82, which is on pin 9. Now going off pin 9 is a resistor which goes to the HT, and C15, which I think is this one here. 1, 2. You see, with these valves, it's you know, you find out where it is on the circuit and follow it through. That's how you deal with it. Okay, so we know from this side that it's probably going to be this one here. Okay, this one here. So I'm going to whip that out and change it before we do anything else. This is because, as you know, this capacitor, the grid capacitor, or the from the you know, that makes sure that on the first grid of the pencil section there is AC audio but no DC. Okay, that's very, very important, and this capacitor blocks it. And what happens is, if that capacitor goes leaky, it puts DC on the grid of the ECL82, which can knacker the valve, and in some cases, if you're very unlucky, the 8-put transformer as well. So it's a case of change this or have a lot of trouble on your hands. So it's best to change this one. Okay, anyway, 987654321. Okay, fine. So it's this one here, and so that's the one we have to change. I don't know quite what these are, but one thing's for certain, it's going to get changed, because even if it looks okay now, it might not be when you power the setup. Okay. Some of these things break down under load, and when that happens, it's anyway. So this is the capacitor. So I'll get my glasses on because I'm old, and look at what value it is. But it doesn't actually matter that much, as a guess, because the circuit doesn't have them on actually, surprisingly. I think I will put that. I can't make that out actually. Hang on. No, I can't make that out at all. So what I'll do in this situation, the value of this capacitor isn't all that critical. Okay, and so I think I'll put in a 0.22. because they're here. I've got a lot of them, and it'll do just fine. So you can actually, with this, but if perhaps you put in is too little, then the bait won't get to know. It'll say tinny and yuck. If you put too much on, it'll howl, and so you know you don't do that either. So anything 0.01, 0.22, 0.47, that sort of thing is fine. But anything over 0.1 microfarads is a no-no. So I think 0.22 would be fine. 0.022 would be fine, which I'm going to put in this machine. I've changed all three of these capacitors. These blue ones, I've changed them all for 0.22, so that should be okay. Okay. So what we do now is put this rectifier back in here, like that. Like that. There we go. There we go. He's in, right? I put not the clamp, the thing on the top just yet, because the bit might need to play it out again. So there we are. Okay. So now we should have the valve lighting up, which we do, including the rectifier. So now can you see that? I think you can, yeah, okay, yeah. So now we look and see what's where. The ECL82 is still out, by the way, that's it for a reason. So that is, should be there, try again. Okay, yeah, and okay, yeah, so that's okay, okay. With that being that high means that that's probably okay. Again, if you change it, we must, but I don't change things like that unless I have to. Anyway, so now we come down here and we come to the ECC, and we should have voltages on that pin, and I think it's pin that looks to me as though there's no pencil grid 2 voltage there. It's there, but it's not there, all there. So that means therefore that transformer's bit the dust or something else. So don't know. Okay. Also, what I'll do very quickly, volts on that end, nothing on that end, and here too, nothing, and that's okay. And here too, it's got some voltages on there, but not down here. Okay, so we know that those capacitors are okay to that extent. Right, okay. Right, well, next thing we do is put the ECL82 back in. So we'll do that, and we'll put speaker on and see if we hear any noise from anywhere. We should at least hear a quiet buzzy system is working. Anything louder, that's all that. But generally speaking, a quiet buzz with the thing on maximum is okay. And so right, I'll come back when I've got that back in. Right, now at this stage I've got the speaker hooked up as well. So on with the power, the valves should all light up. Should all light up. The first thing we'll do is, if it buzzes from here, then the whole lot is doing something. More or less alright to me, but I don't know about that, but it sounds alright. We'll check it. We'll check it and make sure. But we know now that all that's alright. Anyway, next thing we'll do with it on and buzzing round very quickly is we'll check a few voltages on a few valves, because, you know, it's a good idea to do. So put that out of the way, put that out of the way like that. Can you see that okay? Yeah, I think you can there, can't I? I'll just, yeah, you can see that, can't you? Yeah. Well, first of all, that goes to deck, like that. And we'll go here first. That, by the way, is my phone. So 218, 290, that's okay, Mum. That's okay. But I'm a bit concerned about this. There's something here. 290 and 219. Okay, fine. Well, that's something. Coming over here now. We look round here with that back on there. Thank you very much. Yeah, that problem too, by the way. Things. Right. So this valve, of course. 144 volts there, okay, so 124. And the other one should also be around 144. It is okay, fine. Also, what we'll do very quickly, quick look at the circuit and see if there's any form of cathode voltage anywhere. And if there is, we'll check that too, because the voltage at the top is too high, the voltage at the bottom is too low. That means the valve is past its best, so it's worth thinking about. Anyway, so now come down here again, and we should have a voltage of sorts somewhere. Okay. I think that valve is past its best, you know, because I'm sure it should be more than 1 point, whatever it is there. I do think that. Hang on, I'll just end on a crackling and let's have a think. Yeah, yeah. There should be voltage on all of these actually on the cathode side. Although, but there. Now, it could be these being short circuit. That's possible. So I can whip them out and have a look. Or of course, it could be the valves themselves. But both of them? Really? Well, at this stage, the tape is on, and there it is on play. It isn't playing, and that is because the pressure pads are missing here. I don't know where they've gone. I looked around, but they seem to have disappeared into thin air. But never mind, there are other ways of doing that. So I will find another way. Actually, I've got another deck, so I might dig them off that. In the meantime, to prove that it does in fact do something, what I can do is I can actually make it go round that pole like that. I know it's different, I know it's wrong, but it's a quick way of checking the heads are doing what they should. Like that, you see. Make sure that doesn't get in the way, and press play. And you can hear it there. Now, at this point, another thing I've noticed, that's as loud as it goes. And it should, in my opinion, go a lot louder. That is not loud enough for that setting of the volume control. I said it was low, didn't I? And that proves it is. Now, I looked at the various settings down here, and I might possibly look at the resistors between the valves as well, because they are a common feature which gives problems on these. So that's the next thing to do, is look at those. As far as the pressure pads are concerned, they go in there and up the head. So that's something which I'll find something which will do it, and they will of course do the job for us. Hopefully better than what's there now, which is now. So I will do something with that, and then of course align the heads, and then I will look very closely again at why it's not anywhere near as loud as it should be. Right, now what I've done here first of all is I've got another pressure pad assembly off the scrap machine and put it on here with these pads, which I can extend if need be. Now I've also had a quick look at the heads, and when you're aligning heads from scratch, yeah, like everything like this, what you do first of all is look and see if the head and the tape match up, as it were. On this machine, as of yet, they don't. There's a bit on top, so therefore we need to screw it down, and it needs to be horizontal with the head as well. So that's the first thing we do, if possible, is that. Now these machines, something else with tape recorders, generally speaking, but these particularly known for it actually. So you know, something which you need to think about. These actually are very, 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 very closely affected by buzz from mobile phones. As you can see there, that's my mobile phone. And when my mobile phone is doing something like receiving a message from my fiance or anybody else, then this will tell me, surprisingly, because it will make the most awful racket. I kid you not. But anyway, what I've done here now, I've given this head a clean and lightened up best I can. So let's see what happens here, shall we? That looks some spray. Right, okay. That's the foam. That is not actually as late as one of these should be. So in that situation, what I'll do is with the tape running, I will go through with the scope and see where we're losing it. I think I have an idea actually, because on the ECL82, the second grid voltage shouldn't be much higher. Well, it should be higher than the anode voltage, and there's about 70 volts in it, which makes me think that maybe, just maybe, the output transformers maybe got a little bit of a problem. Again, not a problem, because I'm sure something will go in its place. You get quite a bit of chance with things like that, you know. So anything of that kind will do in its place. I'm sure I've got one somewhere. If I have, in here it'll go. If not, well, I'll find something, I promise. Even the one from down here, actually, from that KB, will probably go in here and work. So that's what we'll do. Well, having said that, I wonder first of all where the fault is likely to be. So I'll get the scope set up, and we'll see if we can. We'll see if I can find it. I'll describe what's here on the screen because I've only got the one camera, but it certainly looks like there could be something amiss here, shall we say. The scope on the head itself, okay. The head goes between there and deck, which is where that is there. Okay, so if I now put that where it can't, I think we do that. It's there, you can see it, it's there. Okay. And that's the foam. Now that there is actually the first capacitor. I think that might be the one control. I don't know. No, it doesn't. It's okay, fine. Okay, so that goes to there. Okay, fine. Right, so from there we'll go to the next, which I think is there. Okay, and we'll mistaking my instructions, which within my brain did gyrate, I took and found this promising boy apprenticed to a pirate. A sad mistake it was to make, and to him to have not. And that is so strong actually that I'll have to turn the scope down, which I can do relatively quickly if I can get up and reach over and do that like that. Okay, so now if I hit that now, it's still too high. That's better. Well, that varies with the volume control.
Is not afraid of what you people call work, so I may.
Okay, right. Okay, so that goes to there. Okay, right. Now that goes to the E shell Tilo, which I'm a little bit unhappy about for one or two reasons. So from there, if I go to somewhere like there and start again with it.
Kind of piratical maid of all work, and that is how you find me now, a member of your Shiloh, which you wouldn't have found had he been bound, apprentice to a pilot.
And again, it's too high. So can we take it down here with? Hang on, that's already at times 10. That, so it's obviously. And a bit more. There we are. And let's see what this one does now from here. Okay. Down a bit more. It's amazing, isn't it? If this amp's all right, then it's up to spec, which is okay, acceptable by checking. So I'll do that again here.
Oh, better far to live and die, under the brave flag I fly, and play a sanctimonious toss to the pirate head and the pirate heart. Cheating world to you, where pirates all are well to do, but I'll be true to the song I sing and live and...
Well, that suggests to me that the amp's all right. It's louder actually now, so maybe maybe one of the valves had gone to sleep over the years. It's coming. That's all I can think of. I know TV chiefs do it. Maybe valves do as well. But there's something. Anyway, next place I'll look is the back of speaker here. So.
Pirate king, for I am a pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king, for I am a pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king, a pirate king. When I sadly fought to seek my prey, I felt myself in a royal way. I sink a few more ships, is true.
Yeah, that's interesting because actually that off the 8-point transform, it seems to be vaguely distorted. So I'll break it up one and have it a little bit faster on the scope. There we are, and we'll see what that looks like.
A well-bred monarch ought to do, but many a king on a first-class throne, if he wants to call his crown his own, must manage somehow to get through more dirty work than what I do. For I am a pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king, for I am a pirate.
Yeah, that doesn't look too bad, but on the peaks it does distort slightly there. Now I'm going to run it for a bit and see if it improves. If it does, then I'm happy with that. And so at that point we've got to look at record, which is usually fun in itself. Now a tape recorder on play and a tape recorder on record are two different machines. On playback, tape, head, amp, speaker, job done, no problem. Okay. Now on record, and I'm not going to try and record on this tape, what you get there is something very different. First of all, you get an AC voltage on this head here, which I might be able to see. If it's not there, then there's another bulb in it, an EL84, which is used as an oscillator. So problem is around there, and I did have a bit which came off this, so I'll find out where it is and I'll borrow the bit off the other machine, and then we'll try it. But anyway, for now.
And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king.
And that's before, you see. As I said, these are quite sensitive to it, so not after seconds.
Oh, is there not one maiden which does not feel a moral beauty of making worldly marriage subordinate for sense of beauty?
Yeah, okay. I think I'll run it for a bit, but that does look all right now. I don't know what's happened, but that beats pretty good actually. So at this point, we take this tape off because it's my test tape and it's fresh, and I like this one. So we'll not destroy it just yet. As you know, if you're in the trade, test tapes do go through a quite harsh environment. Being played on all the faulty machines that come in. So the reason why I tried it first rather than one of the others was this: it's a freshly recorded tape, and for that reason, it's okay to try and use that to make the tape head alignment, because it is in a way similar to a test tape, which I should have, but I've not. Besides, people listen to music and speech on these, not a tone, so I like to test it on that. It's just me, that, Anyway, I'll put another tape on and we'll see what happens when it records. This is a tape that came with the machine, so let's see what it does. Okay, fair enough, whatever. That's obviously recorded at a slower speed. Okay, so we'll now go to record, like that. And the scope is saying that there's something on that head, so we'll see if there is. I don't know what, because it's actually gone off screen. Yeah, if you look on the scope now, you will find that it's actually showing an AC voltage. So if I now do that and that, yeah, and that and that, nothing on there. I didn't create a disco beat there. Right, okay. So we know then that the erase head is also doing something as well. So that's important. So now we put a microphone to it and see if it records. Now let's see what it does on record. Switch it to record like that, and 1, 2, 3, 4, the wire or somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I think. 1, 2, 3. These things happen. These things happen. The one microphone that crystal microphones tend to do funny things, like die on demand or not on demand. This is the best one, but you know, anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One, two, three, four, five, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a bit distorted that, and I'll try again with a lower setting. 1, 2. Here we go again. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3. This is better. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, these microphones, by the way, these crystal microphones that they use, they do die out, they do fail, so you know, they're not the most reliable things in the world by any means, but there you are. So now this tape recorder records and plays, so it's as good as done, but I want to have another look at the speed control on this, because it's still not quite right. This is on here because the knob that was on there before isn't need to put back together again, which I'm going to do. But if it goes on like that and like that there stays all right, but this here is the bit that causes problems. See there, that way around, it is actually doing, I think it was 3 3/4, but it should be doing 1 7/8. That is 7 1/2. And that 7 1/2, but it's not going forward. Now what happens here is that this here pushes this forward, which of course the moment is not doing. But at the same time, that doesn't move like it should either. So looking underneath here, there are 2 screws. That one, which is there, and there's also one on the motor spindle as well. The motor spindle here appears to be about right, like I said before. So basically what I'm going to try and do is get the thing working on all 3 speeds. Now, for those of you who work on record players, such as Andy, of course, if he's listening, these machines do not tend to tend to work in the same sort of a way. Now, with that like that now, yeah, that's 3 3/4. But on the dial here, as far as it goes, it should be 1 7/8. So therefore, it's not matching up with the middle spindle down here, for reasons unknown only to itself. Now, I think this here, if you look in there, you will see that the speed control is actually at this point here now still working on 3 3/4, and there's a groove here which moves it up and down like that. You see it? And I think that needs to be a little bit higher up, which I think are going to be that screw there. So with that screw there, if we loosen it slightly and push that up, we should be alright. Note, should be alright. Note, should be alright. So I'm going to have a look and see if we can do that. If we can't, well, you know, I think this might be stuck on 2 speeds rather than 3. But I like to try and get things right as far as possible, because that's the job. And for that reason, I'm going to twiddle with it and make it hopefully right, because that is what we should do as restorers or repairers, or whatever you call yourselves. So I can now look at that and make it go a little bit higher on there. So I'll have a look at it and I'll come back to it, because it doesn't seem to want to move. If it doesn't, then I will try moving the other one down, but really I want to move this one if it's all possible. Speed controls on these, it can be a problem. Well, I've got this machine working on 2 speeds out of 3. The screws in here very tight, and I've got one hand, so I'm not going to spend any more time on it, because the 2 speeds it does have 1 7 3 3/4 and 7 1/2. So you know, we've got the 2 speeds that most people use. Actually, I've got a machine in the car actually, which actually runs. It's 4 speed, and one of the 4 speeds is actually slower than cassette run at. Seriously, it's a Philips, by the way. So what do you expect? So anyway, I'm going to call this done as far as possible. And so what I'll do now is I'll put this beast together again, give it a clean, and each time when you put something like this together, you always want to be sure that it's going to work. And for that reason, what I do, every time I put a part on, I check it. I imagine you do the same as well. I would, because a tape recorder apart and a tape recorder together are two completely different things. I mean, completely different. So just something to be aware of. How I had it with tape recorders actually, where they work great until I put plastic back on, and suddenly it didn't. So it does happen. So it's something to be, shall we say, aware of. Once the helicopter's gone, we now have this unit back in its case, and it does work better than it did. I just switched the phone off because it does tend to make it act very unhappy, as you can hear.
With fire and coal are well to do, but I'll be true to the song I sing, and live and die a pirate. For I am a pirate king, and it is.
And there you are, that's the Pirate King, of course, playing away very happily. Now we know that this tape's okay. Actually, I had to take this apart before because one of the leads lost the speaker, so it's been apart again. Now these are a bit difficult to get apart and put together again, but I have done it. So now, in stages, we put it back together again. And each time we put it back together a bit more, we try it. But I don't think there will be any more problems. But always be careful with this, because there might well be. So first thing we do is put these 4 screws in here and try it again and make sure again that it's okay. It should be. It should be. Well, the top's back on now. It goes with these 4 screws, and
a life not bad for a hardy lad, though surely not a high lot.
Which is okay, and so is that, and so is that. So it's more or less okay. This tape, by the way, is getting a little bit long in the tooth now. It's beginning in particular is looking a bit rough, so we might soon be onto a new test tape. I might take that one out of service. But now we put this on here and try it again. If it's okay, then well, we're down to cleaning it up and stuff like that. But the unit now works, so it works. Here it is again, a working machine. With a rather back test tape on it.
For today our pirate friend rises from in danger free. Strong his arm has been his friend, his dream a pirate now indeed. He has put out to brave his vengeance, brave his out of his inventors. 22 now he's rising, and alone he's fit to fly.
So there you are, it's a working Robuk RT4, I think that this is, with a Mortec deck. The decks on these are funny to deal with, but we get there in the end. You just keep going with them, and in the end they will work, so there's not a problem there. So here we are, it's a working machine. Other tools on this side, by the way, are okay. Speakers on this side, not really, you know. Anyway, this is Steve Pendlebury. It's Steve Longstay Vintage Radio Workshop saying, join me again for another trip into vintage radio, and maybe get something else like this working. But until then, take care. God bless whoever your God is. Be faithful to him, her, or it, and I'll be with you soon. Bye bye.
Which prevent them signalizing with unusual revel.